So Sweet Bear Rescue Farm actually incorporated as a nonprofit in 2017. I basically visited other sanctuaries, fell in love with animals kind of one at a time, and that's really how we developed. So early on in my animal advocacy here, I went to visit Lenore at Piedmont Animal Refuge, completely fell in love with that place. They had a turkey who stole my heart, and ever since then I was madly in love with turkeys. And then I went to Farm Sanctuary in Watkins Glen, New York. I did their farmed animal care conference. Scared the bejesus out of me, but I learned so much. And going into this with a little bit of confidence and being trained by the best people in the business gave me a little bit more security in terms of bringing new animals in from different situations. So for the most part, we're on a moratorium. I think 45 animals is pretty decent for me and a handful of volunteers. It's mostly birds, so we've got about 18 chickens and 2 turkeys. So with 45 animals, you figure close to half of those are birds. So everyone outside actually has a lot of space. And then inside we have 8 cats and a very senior dog who's super cute. So yeah, it's coming along. We just had our 5-year anniversary last year. I couldn't be happier. Life's good. So if you are interested in volunteering, donating, holding a fundraiser for us, or just learning more about what we do, even just a hey, great job, we appreciate all of those things. You can find us on social media. Facebook is Sweet Bear Rescue Farm. Instagram is at Sweet Bear Rescue. You can reach our website from sweetbearrescuefarm.org, sweetbearrescuefarm.com. And our actual nonprofit is called Kindness Empire, which kind of sits a layer above. So this is a DBA under that. Before COVID, we were doing a lot of things. We were doing global relief in places like Rwanda, Uganda, Haiti, Puerto Rico. We were doing a lot with the unhoused, giving free haircuts and things like that at a business I used to own. So if you decide you would like to be a volunteer here, there are a couple of things that you can do. One, love on some animals. So if you don't want to get your hands dirty, but you want to squeeze on some adorable baby coats, you are more than welcome to do that. We also have cleaning shifts a couple of times a week, so that's just mucking stalls for the goats and the chickens. It's not as bad as you think. Usually takes under a half an hour to get that done. And then we have volunteers do the feedings as well, which is great for me because it really helps me kind of like rest my nervous system, not constantly worrying about the animals. I guarantee any parent watching this knows exactly what I mean. If somebody came over and made breakfast for your kids once a week, that would be pretty wonderful. So the volunteers that help out with the feedings are just, to me, the sun and the stars and the moon all mixed together. And then we also have project days. So sometimes we'll put an event together on Facebook to have bigger projects, like we need to put a roof on our catio, we need a few repairs to the barn, things like that. So if you're handy or in construction or you have availability to materials that we might be able to use, that would be great. We are open to anyone by appointment just because this is kind of our home. And so we don't really want to publicize where we are. But if you reach out through any of those forms of social media, it will go directly to me and we can set up a meeting. We don't typically do fosters, but we will in a crisis. So I think everybody that is anywhere near the East Coast understands that we are in, not where we are in particular, but our state is very susceptible to hurricanes and natural disasters. And when those things happen, it's literally like all hands on deck. And it's kind of the beauty of being in this community is that all of these sanctuaries really work together to help rescue animals, transport animals, temporary housing for animals, and then permanent adoption. So in situations like that, yes, we are absolutely down to foster. Any sort of exception to the general rule, we would handle case by case. We're currently fostering 2 gerbils. I have a feeling I'm gonna be a foster fail. They could not be cuter, but if somebody really, really, really wants a gerbil, reach out to me. They come with very deluxe, like, gerbil mansions and all the accoutrements, so you wouldn't have to spend a dime, and they're wonderful companions. So we're really careful about not burning anyone out, and that doesn't mean just me, it means the animals as well. So when it comes to things like bringing on a new animal or even fostering, the questions I always ask myself is, could this displace another animal here? Is it going to take away the best life from somebody that's already here? Because my responsibility is to my family first. If the answer is even a slight yes, we typically will try to help that person find a home for them. If the answer is no, we bring them on and then we take as much time as we need to settle everything in. So for example, we rescued the 3 little goats last year. That changes everything. That changes how we train the volunteers, how we document the feedings, when we do hoof trims, what pastures they're in, what they're accessible to. We had to change all of our fencing because the little ones are sneaky, so sneaky. They can break through that big hardware cloth and they'll make the hole big enough to jailbreak the big goats to get on their good side. So after we got the little ones, you know, I'd come out to check on them and they'd all be in the front yard. Little goats are wild. So we had a volunteer day for that just to reinforce all of the fencing. So really it's like just getting back to a very stable environment and schedule. And once that happens, if we have the place and the funds to bring someone else in, that's when we'd consider it. We do not adopt out. Sweet Bear Rescue Farm is a place of permanent refuge for animals that have been through abuse, torture, and neglect. So the goal is for them to get here and eventually realize this is a safe space. And you can almost see the shift in their eyes when that happens. And you and I talked about this a little bit earlier, but I'm very, very conscious of the energy that we keep around here, especially around the animals. So when I first started, I was giving a tour one day and I was standing next to George, who was a turkey who went through a really horrible experience. And I was telling people this story while he was standing next to me. And I just thought, I'm still commodifying him, right? It just felt so wrong for me to feel so much pain next to him that was really his pain. It belonged to him. And all I was doing was mirroring it back to him. So I do think their stories are incredibly important, but I also think making this place feel safe is really important. And people notice it when they come here, even the way all these different species get along. So when I give tours, I'll typically start out front, tell some of their stories, and when we get back here, I tell everyone, nothing but love at this point. We're gonna keep it super positive. And that works out great. And I think that really shortens the adjustment period for some of the animals who have been through some really, really horrific situations. Tours are available upon request. We recommend a $10 donation for adults. That's just a recommended donation. You can come in for free. That's absolutely fine. We love to educate people as well. If you go to our website or again social media, you can reach out to me directly for that. We also offer camping and we have a pool. So we rent out our pool. You can book that on Swimply. You can camp here via Hip Camp. So there are other ways to actually get here and enjoy the space and help us out. Renting the pool makes you a hero for animals and you get to use a pool. So really we try to get creative with passive income and getting people here. Sanctuaries are really a place of learning and peace, and so absolutely love tours, love volunteers, love campers, love swimmers, love birthday parties, love all of it. So if you are interested in donating, The best way to do that would be through our Give Butter option. So if you go to the Give Butter platform and just look for Sweet Bear Rescue Farm, you will find us there. But you can also donate through Venmo, through PayPal, through Facebook, through Instagram, or you can start your own fundraiser on any of those platforms. You can put out a jar at work or ask people in your office or your family if they have some extra change they'd like to donate. We love those stories and we always share those stories. So if you're interested in doing something like that, we will definitely give you a shout out. And then finally, Giving Tuesday is right around the corner and we're looking for matching donors. So if you are interested in pledging a matching gift, please reach out to me. It can be for absolutely any amount. We will just keep that noted on the side, and on the day of Giving Tuesday, when we reach certain thresholds, those donations will be matched with those partners that agreed to be part of our matching gift program. So any amount, like I said, it can be $50, it can be $500. We really want to maximize our Giving Tuesday this year, but we appreciate everything y'all do for us.